In today's episode, I'm going to be giving my first impressions on yet another brand new 2023 release. And this time, it's the latest addition to the Portraits collection by legendary British fragrance house Penhaligons. This one is definitely hot off the press, and it only hit the stores just a couple of weeks ago, so I'm really excited to be bringing you this exclusive first look at it. It's called the Omniscient Mr. Thompson, and it comes in a very cool and quirky looking bottle, complete with this golden elephant's head. But to find out what it smells like and whether the juice inside is as good as what the bottle looks, stay tuned to this episode of Mags Frags. Yes, hello again and welcome to this latest episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul, and today's scent of the day is the Omniscient Mr. Thompson. And if, like me, you didn't have a clue what the word omniscient meant or means, it's basically a term to describe someone or something that knows everything, like a bit like an all-seeing eye. And just like all the other fragrances in the Portraits collection, this is based on a fictional character in the Portraits family. Mr. Thompson is the butler who knows everything about everyone, and is always the first to notice an elephant in the room, according to the little story that's on the back of the box, hence the quirky little bottle design. This latest addition to the family is a floral woody amber fragrance, and it comes in an eau de parfum concentration. It's only available in the one size, which is a 75ml bottle, and it's priced at £220 or around about $270 US, so definitely not chump change. Okay, so into the presentation, and starting with the box, which is very similar to all the others that you get in this Portraits line. And it features an intricate hand-drawn illustration about the character that it centres around. And as you can see, we've got Mr. Thompson, the butler, here on the front, looking very dapper in his fishtail tuxedo. And we've also got the big elephant there. But this artwork continues around all four sides of the box with plenty of eccentric English goodness to feast your eyes on. There's the Penhaligons brand name at the top, and then down below we've got the name of the fragrance. At the top of the box is another Penhaligons logo, and that also features the royal warrant, and it's the only fragrance brand that's ever received the official approval of the British royal family. On the back is the story of Mr. Thompson, which is basically an education in English literature, so I won't bore you with that, as well as the fact that I can't read it with these glasses on. And then right down below is where you'll find all your product information. You've got your barcode, and you've also got a batch code here, and the batch code on this particular one is 30331. The bottle design has got to be one of the quirkiest in the history of all perfumery, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The gold coloured elephant's head is made from a really heavy metal, and it actually weighs more than what the actual bottle does itself. The bottle is a clear glass design with a greeny grey coloured juice, and then on the front we've got a simple white label with the name of the fragrance printed in black. There's a gold atomizer which delivers like a Rolls Royce quality of smoothness, and overall this has to be one of my favourite looking bottles in the line, as well as perhaps one of my all-time favourite fragrance bottles, full stop. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this are lavender, elemi resin and pink pepper. In the heart we've got orris, geranium and black pepper, and the base notes in this are vanilla, oak wood and sesame milk. Okay, so right from the opening spray of this, you're going to be instantly seduced by its soft, charming and charismatic character. There's a fair amount of leathery sweetness that pretty much instantly comes through, and it's joined by plenty of spiciness from the pink and the black pepper notes, and we are talking almost spice bomb levels of pepperiness in the introduction, but this is pretty short-lived, and as it settles down, it does kind of fade away a little bit. There's also a touch of mild airy lavender, which does help to balance out the sweetness and just keep the opening fairly bright, but it is still definitely more sweet and resinous than it is fresh. As it starts to dry down, firstly there's this kind of combination of a vanilla and the sesame milk, which produces a creamy milky texture, but with an aroma that to me smells a bit like malty bread dough, and it's definitely an accord that's quite interesting and one that I've not really come across that much before, and it does become more prominent after about the 10 or 15 minute mark. There's also some powdery muskiness from the orris, and for about 5 minutes you are going to maybe get a fleeting reminder of Dior Homme Intense. However, it's totally unfair and lazy just to lump it in the same category as Dior Homme Intense just because it's got a bit of a dusting of iris, and for me there's way more going on in this scent. However, there are little elements of this that at certain times do remind me of other fragrances, like I get a bit of a Ganymede vibe early on, but then a bit of a sweet floral muskiness like what you get from Tom Ford's Black Orchid, but these reminders are all kind of at different little pockets of time as it transitions and it takes you through different stages. But it's definitely unique enough in its own right, and in my opinion it's a touch more complex and sophisticated than those I've just mentioned. This does start out quite sweet, leathery and musky, but as you get further into the dry down, you're going to notice a fairly smoky woodiness in the background from that rich oak, which does become more prominent whilst also retaining some of the creamy sweetness from the vanilla that just kind of runs over the top. It's a very elegant smelling fragrance with a really relaxed, easygoing, floral, musky character. Yeah, this is a perfect cool weather fragrance for the autumn and early winter, as well as being fine to wear throughout springtime. It produces a refined but yet casual kind of musky aroma, so it's one that I'd be more inclined to reach for during the day to wear if I was like going on a nice trip somewhere, rather than wearing it as like a night out or a clubbing scent. It'd be a perfect office scent if you could handle the £2.90 cost every time you sprayed 1 ml of it. But if you've got an important meeting or like a job interview coming up, then it might be worth it because it does smell quite nice and special. It does have a more mature quality, and I'd expect to smell this on someone with a bit of life experience, perhaps over the age of 30 or maybe even over the age of 40. When I smell this, I definitely don't get like a younger guy's energy from it whatsoever. Also, due to this having a musky texture and a mild floral accent, some guys might find that it leans a touch feminine, but I personally don't have a problem with it whatsoever. And if you're used to fragrances like Black Orchid, Dior Homme Intense and Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, fragrances like that, then you should definitely be fine with this one. The performance on this I would describe as being just okay, but when you factor in the price of it and when you start to realise that for a 75ml fragrance that's north of £200, you would expect a little bit more from it. And if I was to critique the whole Portraits line, I'd say that the performance is where most of them leave me just wanting a little bit more, even though every one is a work of art and it smells amazing. You do get a nice solid first hour of projection where you'll catch wafts of it in the air as you're moving around, but then after that it's pretty much a skin scent. It does linger around for 6 to 7 hours and perhaps a little bit more if you spray it on your clothes, but you do have to put your nose close to where you first sprayed it to be able to smell it on yourself, and I'd say that the people around you are only going to catch very subtle wafts. It's certainly not a room filler, and it's just one of those fragrances that prefers to quietly whisper rather than shout for attention, that's for sure. Okay, so in summary, this is a velvety, smooth, sweet scent that I personally really enjoy. However, it may not be for everyone, and if you don't like musky, floral type fragrances, then this might not be the one for you. It's unique and interesting in its own right, and it smells really rich and sophisticated. The presentation is first class, like you get with all of these in this line, and the elephant is probably my new favourite design. My only negative would be that I wish it performed just a touch better, considering the hefty price tag. But in my opinion, Penhaligons have knocked it out of the park again with this particular one, and I am really looking forward to giving this more wearings over the next coming months. And overall, I'd give this one a super respectable 8 out of 10. Okay, so that's about it for this latest episode, but don't forget, coming up this week, I've got another superb brand new niche fragrance to talk about that's also perfect to wear in the autumn and winter months. I've also got a couple more Middle Eastern cheapies to talk about for those of you out there that like to save a bit of cash and shudder at the thought of dropping 200 quid on a niche fragrance. I know I certainly do. But I will also be returning to visit my old trusty pals down at the perfume parlour, and I'll be picking up a little haul from them to give my thoughts on, because I haven't done a perfume parlour haul for some time now. So lots of good stuff coming your way very soon. And as always, guys, if you have got any value from this video and you found it useful in any way, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to also subscribe to the channel. I have set myself a little target where I'm trying to reach 20,000 subscribers before Christmas, so if you want to subscribe, please do so. It's also great to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your critiques on all of the fragrances that feature in these reviews, so don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section. So once again, thank you very much for tuning into this latest episode. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you soon for another one. Bye bye for now.